Hi guys, I'm going to read Maniac McGee, Chapter 1. Maniac McGee. Maniac McGee. Maniac McGee, a novel by Jerry Spinelli. Foray on Jerry Lincoln. Maniac McGee. Before the story, they say Maniac McGee was born in a dump. They say his stomach was a cereal box, and his heart a sulfur spring. They say he kept eight cockroaches on a leash, and the rats stood guard over him while he slept. They say if you knew he was coming and you sprinkled salt on the ground and he ran over it, within 2 or 3 blocks he would be as slow as everybody else. They say, what's true? What's myth? It's a hard to know. Fitzgerald's gone now, yet even today you'll never find a kid sitting on the steps where he once lived. The little league field is still there, and the bandshell Cobble's corner still stands at corner of Hector and Bridge. And if you ask the man behind the counter, he'll take a clump of steel out of a drawer and let you see it. Maniac McGee. Grade school, page 2, Maniac McGee. Grade school girls in 2 miles still jump rope and chant. Maniac, 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 he's so cool. Maniac, Maniac, don't go to school. Runs all night, runs all right. Stop, Maniac, Maniac, kiss the bull. And sometimes the girl holding one end of the rope is from the west side of Hector, and the girl on the other end is from the east side. And if you're looking for Maniac McGee Leagues or Mountman, that's as for Maniac McGee Legacies or good as any, even if it wasn't really a bull. But that's okay because the history of a kid is one part fact, 2 parts legend, and 3 snowballs. And if you want to know what it was like back when Maniac McGee roamed these parts, well, just run your hand under your movie seat and be very, very careful not to let the facts get mixed up with the truth. Part 1. Chapter 1. Maniac McGee was not born in a dump. He was born in a house, a pretty ornate house right across the river from here in Bridgeport. And he had irregular parents, a mother and a father. But not for long. One day his parents left him with a sitter and took the P&W high-speed trolley into the city. On the way back home, they were on board when the P and W had its famous crash when the motorman was drunk and took the high trestle over the Schuylkill River at 60 miles an hour, and the whole caboodle took a swan dive into the water, and just like that, Maniac was an orphan. He was 3 years old. Of course, to be accurate, he wasn't really Maniac then. He was Jeffrey Lyon McGee. Little Jeffrey was shipped off to the nearest Retived Aunt Dot and Uncle Dan. They live in Hollidaysburg in the western part of Pennsylvania. Aunt Dot and Uncle Dan hated each other, but because they were strict Catholics, they wouldn't get a divorce. Around the time Jeffrey arrived, they stopped talking to each other. Then they stopped sharing. Pretty soon, there were two of everything in the house. Two bathrooms, two TVs, two refrigerators, two toasters. If it was possible, they wouldn't have two Jeffreys. As it was, they split him up as they could. For instance, he would eat dinner with Aunt Dot on Monday, with Uncle Dan on Tuesday, and so on. 8 years of that. They came the night of the spring musical at Jeffrey's school. He was in the chores. There was only one show and one auditorium, so Aunt Dot and Uncle Dan were forced to share at least that much. Aunt Dad sat on the side, Uncle Dan on the other. Jeffrey probably started screaming from the start of the song, which was Talk to Animals. But nobody knew it was because he was drowned out by all the other voices. Then the musical ended, and Jeffrey was right on screaming, and his face red bright now, his neck bulging. The music director forced the singers frozen with his arms still raised, and the audience faces began to change. There was quick smarter of giggling by some people who figured the screaming kid was some part of the show, some funny animal maybe. Then the giggling stopped and eyes started to shift and heads started to turn because now everybody could see that this wasn't part of the show at all. That.
Me los pones aquí. ¿Eh? Eso no es un juego.
Little Jeffrey McGee wasn't supposed to be up there on the razors, pointing to his aunt and uncle belonged out from the midst of its shores. Talk! Talk! Well, yeah. Talk! 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 No one knew it then. So it was the birth scream of a legend. And that's when the running started. 3 sprinkling steps down from the razors, girls in pastel dresses, screaming. The music director lunging in a leap from the stage, out the side door, and into the starry, sweet, onion grass smelling night. Never again to return to the house of 2 toasters, never again to return to school. Hope you guys enjoyed. That was part 1 of Maniac McGee. Stay tuned to part 2 of Maniac McGee.